Hey, welcome to today's video. I'm Rick Chapo with DMCAagentservice.com. So today we are taking a look at a DMCA case where a company, they blew it. And if you run a website or an app, you want to make sure that you understand how they blew it and not make the same mistake. So we're talking about a Texas company losing its DMCA protection. The company in question is Grande Communications. They are an ISP, so essentially giving people access to the web and what have you, as far as I understand. And they have roughly 160,000 customers. So not a huge company, but not tiny. Fairly well established. And so they should have legal counsel, and they should have a pretty good idea of how the DMCA works. And in fact, they appear to have originally been compliant with the DMCA. Up to 2010, all indications are that they followed all the rules. And so they had immunity under the Act and cannot be sued for copyright infringement claims based on content uploaded by their users. And then things went wrong in 2010. And the issue in this case is the repeat infringer policy. So Grande Communications was sued by the recording industry, a group of publishers. And essentially, the argument was that apparently at some point in 2010 through 2016, the company did not enforce its repeat infringer policy. Now, to maintain the immunity under the DMCA for your website or your app, you have to follow certain steps. And one is to establish a repeat infringer policy. It's pretty much what it sounds like. You have to keep track of your users who receive DMCA and copyright infringement complaints. And if they get more than X number of complaints within a certain period of time, well, then you have to terminate them. And it appears prior to 2010, that's exactly what Grande Communications was doing. And so they maintained their safe harbor protection. Everything was fine. And, nothing really negative happened to them. Now, at some point in 2010, it appears from the lawsuit that Grande Communications allegedly just stopped enforcing the policy. And so customers of the company could have 10, 20, 1,000 complaints, whatever the number is. And Grande didn't do anything. They didn't terminate those customers. So they had the repeat infringer policy in place as required by the DMCA, but you're also required to actually enforce it. And the allegation was that Grande Communications was not, and the court found that to be true. Particularly between 2010 and 2016, the court ruling suggests that the company didn't terminate anyone, not a single person. So that's a problem. Given that kind of factual finding and that kind of evidence, it's absolutely no shock whatsoever that the court ruled that the DMCA immunity that the Texas company was trying to claim had been waived. And so now Grande Communications is exposed to potential liability for all of the copyright infringement acts of its users. Now, that's going to have to be proved. So it's not slam dunk, but nonetheless, if they have 160,000 customers, and let's say, 1% of those customers is, claimed to be infringing, and lawsuits arise, well, that's 1,600 copyright infringement lawsuits. And considering most copyright infringement lawsuits, will run you $100,000 in defense. You can see where things start getting a little ugly pretty quickly. And so all in all, not a great day for Grande Communications. Now, the lessons for you, of course, is to make sure that you do not make the same mistake. Make sure you understand the DMCA compliance process. Make sure you establish a repeat infringer policy, and make sure you enforce it. Incredibly important. To this end, make sure you keep records of enforcement. So maybe you do a spreadsheet or whatever it is you want to do, but make sure that if you do get sued and somebody makes this claim, you have something you can show the court that indicates that you have been terminating people over time, if obviously it's appropriate. So anyways, that's it for today's case. Again, I'm Rick Chapo with DMCAagentservice.com. We provide third-party DMCA agents to websites and apps. So if you need one, feel free to contact us at DMCAagentservice.com. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, we feel shame. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.